Hi, it's 10:10, and I'm going to be reading today the 2022 Anunnaki Code, The End of the World and Their Return to Earth, Chapter 19, Question 19. Do Anunnaki have social classes? Yes, Anunnaki do have social classes. The Anunnaki society is divided into two classes, the lower class and the higher class. Both are under the control of a Sinhar or a Baal Shemarut Ankli. Baal Shemarut Ankli means greatest leader. Sinhar means leader or ruler. When the word Sinhar is attached to Marduk or Marduk, the new meaning becomes leader of the ultimate energy. Why ultimate energy is so important? Because the Anunnaki do not believe in God we know and worship. To the Anunnaki, the universe was not created by God. The universe is what it is, or creation by itself. It gets more and more complicated when we try to understand the psyche of the Anunnaki and how this very psyche defines the elements of the universe in a very strange and complicated language. Consequently, trying to fully understand their language using our terrestrial vocabulary and perception of life is a fruitless effort. There is nothing metaphysical to it. It is simply a scientific lexicon our mind cannot grasp. History has taught us that as the level of knowledge reaches a higher standard and technology advances, language changes and new terminology is automatically added to our lexicon and expressions. The same principle applies to the language of the Anunnaki, which reflects an extremely advanced level of technology. And this is the reason behind our inability to understand their language and how they describe the universe. Let's for now forget about all these semantics and galactic jargon and return to the Anunnaki social classes. 1. The lower class of Anunnaki consists of the Nephilim. 2. The higher class of the Anunnaki consists of the Sinhar Harib. 3. Balal Shemrut Ankh is the Anunnaki's greatest leader. He rules both classes. His name means the following: A. Baal, God, creator, the leading force of creation. B. Shalem, friendly greetings. Message of the leader, peace, route, the way, direction of victory. Anki, eternity, wisdom, eye of great knowledge, the infinite, the everlasting energy. The second in command is Adun Raudar, also Adon Nefs Baith. His name means the following: Adun or Adon, the Lord God, the ultimate one. B. Rau or Nefs, the spirit, the original creative force, the soul, the mind. C. Dar, Bet or Beth, residence, the house of the Lord, member of the higher class of the Anunnaki, are 9 foot tall. Their lifespan averages 350 to 400,000 years. The Igigi did coexist with the Anunnaki and shared some traits with them, but they were totally dissimilar in their physical shape and had different intentions as far as the human race was concerned. The Igigi are 245 million years older than the Anunnaki. Scholars like Sitchin and Gardner have equated the Anunnaki with the Nephilim. This is not totally correct. The lower class of the Anunnaki are the Nephilim, although many historians call them sometimes Anakim or Elohim. The higher class of the Anunnaki is ruled by Balal Shalimrut, and his followers or subjects are called the Sharaut Haksal Ayin, meaning the inhabitants of the house of knowledge, or those who see clearly. Ayin, the word Ayin, was later adopted by the early inhabitants of the Arab Peninsula. Ayin in Arabic means eye. In the secret teachings of Sufism, visions of Al-Hajjaj and the greatest poetess of Sufism, Rabina al-Adwaya, also known as Hachi Kautu al-Haub al-Ilhani, the mistress of the divine love, and in the banned book Shams al-Ma'arif al-Kubra, the book of the sun of the great knowledge. The word I meant the ultimate knowledge or wisdom from above. Above clearly indicates the heavens. Later on, it was used to symbolize the justice of God or God watching over us. And much later in history, several societies and cultures adopted the I as an institutional symbol and caused it to appear on many temples, pillars, banknotes, money bills, and religious texts. Eye of the Anunnaki. Freemason and Illuminati favorite symbol is the Anunnaki's eye. And as everything changes in time and takes on different forms and meanings, the eye became a triangle, a very secretive and powerful symbol. George Washington carried this triangle with him wherever he went and wore it during official ceremonies. If you double and reverse the triangle, you get the Star of David. This very triangle is visible on many extraterrestrial spacecrafts and on uniforms of military personnel in secret American military bases and underground working on alien technology and propulsion systems. The triangle became the insignia of the New World Order. On February 17th, 1953, an American millionaire by the name of Paul Warburg, who was involved with street organizations and the Freemasons in Virginia and Washington, D.C., shouted before the Senate of the United States of America, we shall have world government whether or not you like it, by conquest or consent. The triangle can be a negative force when integrated without balance and cosmic harmony. In other words, used without spatial equilibrium in architectural designs and lined up on territory maps, the triangle becomes a negative force on the map. If the three sides of the triangle are separated, such separation can cause serious health problems. The triangle becomes three lines of negative energy. This energy is not easily detected. Nevertheless, it runs strong and deep underground. People who live above these lines suffer enormously. In many instances, this negative power or current can negatively affect the present and future of many human beings. Similar to some ufologists who can identify UFOs hotspots on Earth, usually above ground, descendants of the extraterrestrials can identify and locate the negative currents underground. Each country has these negative currents or circuits underground. I do not wish to scare my readers, but I must inform you that some American states are located above these lines. For example, Mississippi, Alabama, the northern part of Washington, D.C., and 2 areas in Brooklyn, New York share this misfortune. And that concludes chapter 19.